Steven's like, do you want to go smoke at a park?
These cigarettes have filters?
The cop is literally just like waiting on us. I was like, I'm not gonna say anything because I knew Steven had weed in his car. So I went to jail for this man.
She did not go to jail for me.
I would hand her money for the dog food, and she would go to Walmart to buy my dog's dog food. You put the sticker of a toy on the bottom of the dog food and paid $2 for a 40-bag dog food.
Yes, that was a past mistake.
Oh, man, I am not going to settle this case on who bought dog food.
Plaintiff Stephen Bolden is suing his former college friend for $956 for a cell phone she never paid him for. Defendant, Bankhead, says the plaintiff's action landed her in jail. She's countersuing for $3,500.
I do.
It's case number 178 on the docket, Bolden versus Bankhead.
Let's see, we have the plaintiff, Mr. Bolden. You are suing, what it says here, your former best friend, Bankhead?
Yes.
For $956 for an unpaid cell phone bill and an installment fee on that phone. Now, Ms. Bankhead, the defendant, you are countersuing the plaintiff for $3,500 for a car refund, bond reimbursement, impound fees, and pain and suffering. Why don't we start with you?
I am here today because I am suing my former broke-ass former best friend, Bankhead, because she cannot afford to maintain her responsibilities and pay what she owes. So back in August, she hit me up asking can she be on my phone plan. I said, okay, as long as you pay your bills on time, everything's cool. She says, okay, and I have receipts for that too.
So she asked to be on your phone plan?
Yes.
And you said yes?
Yes.
As long as she would keep up the payments of the phone, I assume?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'll take a look at that.
I paid them all on time.
Hey, you are a judge.
She paid them all on time up until about March of this year. And that's when she hit me up asking, did I know anyone who had a car for sale? I said, yes, I have my 2004 Honda Accord. I told her that I had that for sale if she wanted to buy it. So we decided that she would pay $2,500 for the car. I told her to come over, drive it, see if you like it, see what you think about it.
That's a lie.
You didn't drive it?
How is that
I did, because originally the car he was trying to sell, a 2004 Honda Accord that had a lot of cosmetic damage. As you can see, that side, it doesn't have a side view mirror. Like, it had water damage. It was terrible.
With those things that were wrong with it, you were buying a car for $2,500. Okay.
And she agreed to pay that.
And you put a down payment down?
Yes, I put down $1,100
$1,100. So she put $1,100 down?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So she drove it around the parking lot.
Now, how was the rest of the payments to be made?
Well, she told me that she was going to make the rest of the payments using her tax refund, which the remaining balance was $1,400. And I have text messages where when she approached me later that month, and she was like, okay, I can't afford to make your first payment because I'm trying to save to go to Rolling Loud, but I can pay.
To go to Rolling Loud?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a music festival, but it was already paid for and everything, so I just had to make sure that I was like, when I got there, I wasn't going to be
And then you
messed
said,
up.
but I could pay you $250 a month.
Yes.
And at that time, you said,
yeah, that's cool, because that's my friend. I'm trying to help her out.
So now she's going to pay you for the car, $250. Now what happened?
Midway through that month, she texts me and says, I cannot afford to keep this car and maintain it. I have the messages.
I bought the car in late February.
Yes.
I went to jail in March because of a situation with him.
What was this situation?
So I originally bought the car and I never got a bill of sale. I never got anything from him, so I wasn't able.
You never got the title from him?
No. He said that he was going to give me the title after I paid him all the money. And so I couldn't get it registered, so I was just like driving around with faulty tags and everything. So it was like partially my fault.
So you get pulled over when you're driving the car because it has faulty tags.
Yes.
And she has no
so
license.
My license is, in fact, reinstated and everything.
Did you have a license when that happened?
When you got pulled over, the tags were improper and you didn't have a driver's license.
Yes.
I know you have one now, but you didn't then. Okay, so you get pulled over.
So basically, my car got towed in my school because I didn't have registrations. I called Steven down and I'm like, hey, Steven, can you come?
You got put in jail because you didn't have tags?
No, I'll get to it. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So first, I called Steven down because I don't have any records that's showing that the car's mine. So basically, it looks like, it's just not mine. So I call Steven down. He gets the car out. I pay him the bail to get the car out. And so then Steven's like, hey, you've had a rough day. Do you want to go smoke at a park? And I'm like, honestly, I don't. I want to go home. Like, I've been through like
Do these
2 months.
cigarettes have filters?
So
ahead.
basically, we go to this park, and immediately a cop pulls up, and I'm like, Steven, we need to get the out of here. And Steven's like, nah, it's okay, just let it be. We go do our thing, and then immediately the cop is literally just waiting on us.
She went to jail because she didn't have a license.
But literally, if I wouldn't have told him that we were smoking, if I would have told him that you had drugs in your car,
I didn't have to stop.
if I would have told him that you had drugs in your car,
I did not
he
have
would have went
drugs in
to
my
jail,
car.
period.
Okay.
He said, I cannot search your car because I stopped. Because I'm a good friend,
But he
I
would have had
stopped
a
with her.
possible
Because
cause
I didn't
to
want her
search his car if I would have told him we were smoking.
He said
But he had not.
He said he could not search my car.
Well, he
because I
had
stopped.
not.
He's right. He couldn't search it, but if she said we'd been smoking, they would search the car.
I didn't have
Thank
any in
you.
there.
Oh, you didn't have the weed there?
No, I did not have
Okay,
it in
well,
there.
I can't adjudicate that case.
Exactly,
Okay.
thank you. So I go to jail, and immediately my roommates bunded me out because they was like,
No.
obviously, I have
I paid
proof
her
that-
bail. They paid to get the car out of impound. I paid her bail, and I was down there the whole day to bail her out. I didn't even get a
Yeah,
thank you for
because you
that.
felt bad because I literally went to jail for you.
No, you went to jail for your
period.
mistake.
Like,
It was $700 bond? Mm-hmm. Who paid that?
I have payment that my roommates at least paid $220. I don't know if they had cash exchange or anything, but I know that they at least cash apped him $220. So all in one day, I go to jail, I got a mugshot, I have to pay my roommates back. So that is why I told Steven originally, I don't think that I can make these payments because I am a college student. I didn't have a job at the time, so I'm literally like, can I get an extension?
I pushed it back for a reason. I didn't have to push it back to the next month. I could have just said, hey, I want my money now or bring me the car. And
Okay.
then she asked me, she said, eventually she was like, can I give the car back? I was like, okay, yeah. She was like, can I get part of my down payment back? I said, well, that's not really how that works. But
That is not what I said.
Wait, hold up. Okay. So yeah, so she says, can I get part of my down payment back? And I say, well, that's not really how that works, but what do you think's like a good amount that you would want back? I have text messages to back this up.
800, 900.
She said like $900. I said, that's less than a rental. And she's been driving it for 2 months already, back and forth
And
to
I
a city
wasn't.
that's
Who has the car now?
I have
He
the car.
does.
I told her, I said, since you down bad right now, I said, I'll give you 6 back. You want 9? I'm your friend. I'll give you 6 back. But that was
That's not a
dependent.
friend.
That was dependent on if I sell the car or when I sell the car.
First of all, I would just like
And-
to interrupt because originally I thought that he was going to give me $900 back. So
How
I
you
was
think
like,
that if I
of
never said that?
course, it's all in the text message. I said,
That's not
I'll
fair.
give you.
Oh, you mean for the phone
yeah.
stuff, yeah.
So I was like, you can give me 900 and then whenever you sell it, you can just give me 900 when you sell the car. But then when he decided that he wanted to give me 600, I was like, well, you can just give me that right now because he is in bad
All right,
money.
here's what I see with all the things that happened here. First, you're suing because you want payment for the phones.
Yes, that's
Okay.
that's all I want.
All right. And $956.
Yes, sir.
And you break it down for $621 for the unpaid cell phone bill and an iPhone X installment balance of, that's on the actual phone, $336. That's not in dispute. You are entitled to the $956.
Yeah.
Got that. Now we go to the business about the car and the arrest and the bond, et cetera. You never, legally, you never sold her the car. Because
Yeah.
you had the title and you didn't register it, and you now have the car back.
She had ample opportunity to register it. I told her I would go with her, and you need insurance to register a car.
Okay,
she
but
couldn't get insurance.
We're back to where we started. You never really, she put a down payment for a car that she thought she was going to own. She didn't have the title. She didn't have the registration. And so the car's back with you. The fact that she's your friend and for 2 months she was driving your car
Not
is
even
Over
a
not
full
40
2
miles
months.
every day.
Okay.
Not even a full 2 months.
I am seeing that she ought to get her down payment back, and you've got the car back. Now, on the bond, on the money that's put up, I'm going to put that on you. You're an adult. You knew you didn't have a driver's license at the time. You bear the responsibility for that. When she's countersuing you, she wants the $700 for the bond and for the $200 to get the car out of the impoundment lot or whatever. No, I am finding that she gets back the $1,100 for the car. Since you get $956 for the phones that she owes you, so when I offset both, I find for the defendant in the countersuit $144.
Thank you. I would never be friends with this dude ever again. Like, he's completely, like, cut out of my life.
Don't be nice to know people who ain't got it all together, because they ain't got their bread together. Just stick to what you know and keep your bread in your pockets.
Plaintiff Rachael Addison claims she cared for a pregnant Pitbull and her puppies, but was never paid. She's suing for $3,750. Defendant Kyla Rhoades claims her contract with the plaintiff is null and void.
Thank you. It's case number 134 on the docket, Addison versus Rhoades.
Thanks, Najee.
You're welcome, Judge.
And welcome to all of you. Let me see what we have here. We have the plaintiff, Ms. Addison.
Yes, sir.
And you are suing your friend, Ms. Rhoades, for $3,750 for breach of contract.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Me and Kyla met in high school. Our brothers played football together.
Yes.
And I have known David for about 18 years.
Yes.
We're unfortunately not speaking right now because of this whole situation.
Yeah.
So he had contacted me on February 3rd asking if I would be willing to board and play midwife to Kyla's Pitbull, Roxy. They felt like she was in an unsafe situation where she was, and they wanted like a safe place for her to have her puppies.
Okay.
I've been involved in dog rescue for about 6 years.
Oh, so they went to you not just because you were a friend, but because they knew you knew something about...
Yes, I've fostered
dogs.
medically ill, I've fostered pregnant, I've had a lot of experience with situations like that. So they said that they would be willing to pay me the price of the first 2 puppies sold, which would be $2,000 each. That's a big sum of money for my family. You know,
Yes.
that would really change things. So I said I would only be comfortable doing that if we had a notarized document, which I do have a copy of right here. You know, just to have in place in case anything happened.
It says here, Rachael Addison, you will be boarding Roxy until her delivery date. Kyla Rhoades, the defendant, agrees to pay Rachael the price equal to the first 2 puppies claimed from the litter.
Yes, sir.
Males being $2,000, females being $2,500, when the puppies are old enough to go to their new homes between 6 and 8 weeks of age. And it is notarized. Okay, so this is what the agreement was.
Yes, sir.
Now what?
She contacted me via text message saying that she would have to possibly make payments on the total that she owed me.
She couldn't pay the $4,000 right up.
Just basically that she would have to make payments on the $4,000 until the full price was paid out of David's paychecks. And I was okay with that as long as I still got, you know, my $4,000 that we originally had agreed on.
So what happened?
Another part of the original agreement was that we would only have them for, you know, until delivery date. I had them until they were almost 9 weeks old.
What can you add to this story?
Well, I rescued Roxy. I nursed her back to health. She was pretty skinny, so I fattened her up, and then I decided to breed. I was green. I didn't know anything about breeding American Bullies, which I want to correct that. She's not a pit bull. She's an American Bully. It's 2 different breeds. So I decided to breed. I found a guy on Facebook who he was a breeder, so we agreed to artificially inseminate Roxy. She got pregnant. When she got pregnant, things took a turn. She was aggressive. My parents weren't going to allow her to stay there because of that. They have other dogs.
And how'd you find the plaintiff?
Through my boyfriend, which, Your Honor, I would like to call to the stand
Yeah.
as well as he's a witness.
So you had to, because of the change in the personality, because Roxy was pregnant.
We were in the process of getting a new house, moving in together. She was living with her parents at the time.
What I find interesting in the wording of this contract is that, and I'll read the sentence again, Kyla Rhoades agrees to pay Rachael Addison the price equal to the first 2 puppies claimed from the litter. So if I stop the sentence there, then you would agree to pay whatever that price was. And then after the dash, males being $2,000 and females being $2,500. So the first question I was trying to figure out is, what was this contract conditional upon each dog bringing in $2,000?
Yes, sir.
Well, Your Honor, we have a second
Or
agreement.
was it going to be $4,000, whatever they brought in.
Our second agreement was splitting the price of each puppy sold because the puppies were not selling for $2,500
Okay,
apiece.
all right, okay.
They were advertised, and
I advertised-
Rachel was being put under more stress. You know, the puppies have got to go. They've got to go.
Her
and-
husband is the one that is
Yes.
suing, not her.
No, it is not my husband.
No,
It
yes,
is
it
me.
is. Yes, it is.
No, it's
Well,
not.
Yeah,
Right,
it is, because you're not like that.
I am like that when somebody's
not.
taking advantage of me, and I've had
Okay,
puppies for 9 weeks.
the suit has been filed by her.
And Your Honor, I would like my husband to come up to the stand and
But you may step forward here. Here's the deal. I think that you both made an honest mistake because you both didn't know. That's why I'm saying it was a mistake. But you put a value on the dogs, which the dogs obviously didn't have. So, on the one hand, I could say the contract is just invalid because it makes no sense legally if I just read the language and just walk away from it. If there are mutual mistakes in the contract that really wasn't what either party intended, no one was trying to rip anybody off. You both went in with incorrect information. So I'm going to try to give what I believe is the value for what she did do. I know she was paid at least $250.
yes, sir.
And what are you saying?
She was paid $850.
No, I was not.
And where did that extra $500 come from?
From her going, I would hand her money for the dog food, and she would go to Walmart to buy
No.
my dog's
No.
dog food. Yes, you did.
That
I have
is
a
a
text
lie.
message.
I have
a
the
text
text
message right here that
You can-
states
that's a
she went to
past
the dog.
mistake
Yes, you went to
that has
Walmart and you
nothing to-
put the sticker of a toy on the bottom of the dog food and paid $2 for a 40-bag dog of
Yes,
dog food.
that was a past mistake that they kept saying,
That's
I
where
don't
the money
have the
came
money
from.
for dog food. I don't have the money for
All
dog
right,
food.
You're
okay,
right,
okay.
but we handed you money every single
And I
time
have a
we got
receipt
there.
right here from dog food that he did give me money from.
Oh,
I also
man,
have
I
a
am
receipt
not
for
going to
shots.
settle this case on who bought dog. Okay.
Yeah, it's
No, but
irrelevant.
I'm not, she may have a point, too.
You stole money
We were
from
also
us.
agreed
No,
6 to
I
8
did
weeks.
not. You never
At
gave us
7
our
weeks,
change for
the
anything.
dogs have to go. Kobe was riding her. The dogs have to go, or I'm going
Of
to kill
course
y'all's
they
dog.
were
I
outside.
can't stay
Let
here.
me show you where
Okay,
my
hold
dogs
on,
were.
hold on. The money aside right now, there is no way you can continue to put on her that she has to keep these dogs. They're not her dogs.
No, I didn't.
So,
even
right,
offered to
I
do
understand.
her
I'm
hair.
responding to what he's. So obviously, she had to move the dogs out, but that can't be put on her. She sued you originally for $3,750.
Or property damage.
Based on the theory that she had already received $250 from you. Even if I buy what you say, I still believe then, for what she did do for holding all those dogs for 2 months.
She's not worth $4,000. If I was to pay
Let
a
the
breed-
judge speak, man.
I'm not saying you owe her $4,000. I'm not even saying you owe her $3,000. But I am concluding that you should pay $2,000. Judgment for the plaintiff in $2,000.